Hello, everybody, and welcome to Against the Fence. Welcome back. This is the post-event fan cam, and this week we are joined by Damian Collins, all the way from London. And Damian, how are you feeling, my man?
I'm feeling good, especially after that hectic main event we just had.
Yeah. How are you feeling in terms of your sleep and things like that?
To be honest, I'm usually I'm a night owl as it is, so I'm used to these things. But obviously, with work and stuff, it gets difficult. Yeah, but to be honest, I never pass the opportunity to miss the UFC event. If I can make it, I'll make it. Even in fight nights, even which some people would quote the weak cards, I would still watch them once. So it is
Oh,
what it is.
solid. I mean, we're kind of we're every single card, to be honest. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
mostly for main card, of course, because obviously if we get up and did the whole thing, you'd find us really boring at 3 o'clock in the morning
yeah.
trying to be entertaining for these awesome fights. But out of all the fights tonight, preferably the main card, we're going to touch upon the main card. Which
Yeah.
fight did you prefer the most?
Probably Brandon Moreno and Davidson Figueiredo. I thought that fight was the most entertaining fight on the card.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Francis Ngannou and Cyril Gane fight was very, very entertaining. But when it got to about the third round, it was leaning more towards Francis Ngannou was going to take him down and just wear him out on the floor. He kind of somewhat figured Cyril out. But
Mm.
in the Brandon Moreno fight and Davidson Figueiredo fight, it was anyone could win at any moment.
Yeah.
It was 1 minute Moreno has him rocked, and then Figueiredo drops him, and then it was just crazy in my opinion that fight. Like Figueiredo was getting hurt by nearly everything from
Mm.
Moreno, and then all of a sudden, Davis Figueiredo brings out that right hand that he won the title with, and he was just knocking him down. It was just that fight. That fight had me on my seat.
Yes, vintage Figgy definitely came out in that fight. And look, Moreno, hats off to Moreno. You know, he comes every time. He's so durable, and his output is insane. You know, of course, he was going to probably get the most significant strikes in that fight.
Yeah,
In hindsight, then for this Figgy fight, who did you have going into that fight? By the way.
I had Figueiredo winning. I wanted Figueiredo to win the
Okay.
fight. I
Wow.
thought I thought the rematch fight there is quite an unpopular opinion.
Mm.
I thought the rematch was a very, very good performance from Brandon Figueiredo. But when I saw the first fight, we don't need to, but I took into accountability that Figueiredo drops a hell of a lot more weight than Brandon Moreno does.
Yeah.
And it
Yes.
was do you know the time frame between 255 and 256? Because Figueiredo headlined both of them.
Oh. Yeah, no, I can't on the top of my head, no.
It was like 3 weeks or something, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah, no,
It was
you're
some really
right.
short.
Yes, against because he beat Perez. Was it Perez?
Yeah,
Alex
Perez. He
Perez,
beat
and then
Perez, and then but Moreno did also fight on 255, but he naturally walks around and will say 235,
mm,
240. He's not a big guy.
no,
Figueiredo is that you can tell Figueiredo drains himself on a scale.
yeah,
So,
he
uh,
definitely had these weight on point, going into this fight for sure, and
yeah.
it definitely didn't worry us as much. I think going into the fight, but yeah, did you? So, do you feel like we need a fourth fight there with that one? Or would you prefer to see another option for you fight somewhere else?
I think I think a full fight might be necessary because I'm trying to think off the top of my head another big fight in the flyweight division. I'm trying to
Okay.
think of one. We got Askarov coming up. We
Yeah.
got Kai France. I'm not sure if Cody's gonna come back to flyweight. If I'm being honest,
No,
you know,
I can't see it. I think it was too
I reckon he's
much.
gonna go back. Yeah, his chin's not exactly the most granite thing out there. So
No.
if he's gonna drain himself right down there, if he comes up against someone like Figueiredo, he's getting slept, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Um,
100%.
but I think a full fight will be big, but maybe a fight in between.
Yeah.
Like I think people are gonna get sick and tired of Figueiredo and Moreno back to what was their first fight? The end of 2020. It's gonna be 2 years of non-stop them two fighting. It's like
Yeah.
I don't want a repeat of Daniel Cormier and Stipe Miocic, where it's just like
Exactly. And look, to be fair, that fight has been the first one in history where you've seen all three like back to back. It's quite unheard of. So I think they would more than likely like to move it on. I think that would probably build up more excitement later on as well. One of the picks we discussed, we felt that Figueiredo winning, it would be ideal match to maybe see how the Askarov Kai France fight goes. And if Askarov does beat Kai France, then you'd have Askarov versus Figueiredo for the belt. Or if Kai France gets the upset, then do you put Pantoja in there to fight Figueiredo again? Difficult one.
Oh, that's a good question.
Like, which one would you prefer to see?
If I'm being honest, I'd prefer to see Askarov fight Figueiredo because that's a really strange stylistic matchup in my opinion. Because Figueiredo is, I wouldn't say he's overall balanced. He's mainly striker, but he can fight on the ground if necessary. Brandon Moreno has proved that he can be exploited on the ground. And I feel like if Askarov uses his Dagestani wrestling, with the Dagestani handcuff and all of the stuff they learned there, I reckon he could get to Figueiredo, if I'm being honest. But I do want to see the rematch between France and Moreno. That's what I want to see. I reckon Moreno is a much, much better fighter than he was then, even though he won.
Yeah.
And I think Kai France is more of a killer now. Like, he's not going to fold over. Like, I'm not saying he folds easily, but he wants to win now. He wants that belt. He has something to fight for now. So I think them two should fight. I think the winner of Askarov and France should go for the title, and Moreno gets the loser of the fight. Yeah, because obviously they're going to want to bring themselves back into it. And then obviously, regarding Figueiredo don't have any injuries or Askarov don't have any injuries, they can easily do Moreno and Kai or Moreno or Askarov. It's easily them four could be in the thing. And then if something happens, like an injury or something, Pantoja can fill in.
Yeah. Pantoja's definitely up there, man. And especially he has a win over Brandon Moreno already. But then for Brandon Moreno, then if he's not going to get that full fight straight away with Figgy, do you see him doing a rematch with Pantoja perhaps? To get back in there?
I think he's going to argue his case for a full fight. That's what I believe, because he thinks he won it. A lot of people think he won that fight, but me personally, I think Figgy won the fight.
Yeah,
I think Figgy won personally.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay, that's interesting. See, I picked Figgy as a second round TKO, and I just felt going into that fifth round that Moreno did enough to steal it.
But here's the problem: I could easily be blinded by the knockdowns and the flashy punches. That's what I think. I think I'm easily blinded by that. Yeah, because I was on my seat like, oh, he's got him, and but Moreno is a warrior. He has a chin of granite. He's a warrior.
I mean, Mexican heart. I mean, these Mexicans, man, they're born differently. That's for sure. Let's touch upon then the heavyweight fight then, because it was very, very shocking. Francis Ngannou's never won a decision in mixed martial arts, as a pro, that's for sure. And we felt that it was pretty obvious. Everyone was saying it. Francis Ngannou's got 2 rounds to effectively stop Gane, or any further than that, and Gane was definitely going to take a decision or a late stoppage. What did you make of Francis's performance tonight?
Do you know what I made of Francis Ngannou's performance? Is that he's a mixed martial artist. That's what I got from that fight. He's an MMA fighter. Everyone, since Francis joined the UFC in 2015 or 14, I'm not 100% sure when it was. Might have been 16. But I remember when he joined the fight, everyone, he's just a big right. He can knock you out. And then he got the record for the hardest unit punch. Yeah. Oh, he's going to knock everybody out. And then Stipe exposed his ground game at the time. Oh, he can't fight on the ground. He's rubbish. And then he comes out and he's the heavyweight Damian Maia. I don't know where that comes from.
Yes.
I don't know where that comes from. Mate, he was doing reversals. Yeah. I was like, what is this?
I know. Kimura's from the bottom. You're like, what? Like, joke.
He impressed me. He impressed me so bad.
I was pissing myself. Yeah, at one point I think I said in the 5th round, I was like, "Look, watch, Ngannou's going to get a guillotine here in this position." Because, like,
I
well,
was
imagine, like, what would the odds be? 5th round submission for Ngannou. Say, like, he got like that would be an insane.
that's
Like,
more rare than us. That's more rare than us winning the Euros. If I'm being honest, that's crazy. That's
that's a
crazy.
top shout, top shout. Yeah, I mean, you think Usman's would have a bit of an influence on him. I know they don't necessarily. I don't think they train together as such. We see
They train the
Usman.
week of. I think they train the
I think
week
the
of
week
the
of.
fight.
Oh yes, okay, and yeah. And then obviously he's in the corner, so yeah, he's having some
Yeah.
influence in there, clearly, and it's just insane just to see this, like, you know. But what is next for Francis? You know, I personally watching the fight, I felt okay. Did he hold on to Gane for majority of the fight because he wants the big payday boxing fight, or you know, or do you think it's just was a strategic move in your part? What do you think?
If I'm being honest, I think Francis was way too tired to even think about any boxing match. I think he was thinking, I need to win this fight now, or I'm going to
Mm,
be laughed at. Because
yeah,
the way he was talking before the fight, like, oh, I'm going to fight Tyson. Because you know, if Gane beat Francis tonight, I could already see
yeah,
the tweets of
gone.
Fury calling him a dossa and
Yeah,
everything like that. I can already see it happening. Yeah, so I think Francis thought, yeah, this isn't a boxing match. This is
mm,
an MMA fight.
mm,
Let me use my strengths. He probably figured out in the 3rd round that he's clearly more superior on the ground than Cyril Gane.
yeah,
And on the feet, he's too tired to strike. I could see his punches coming from a mile off.
yeah,
Yeah. And I'm not Cyril Gane. Cyril Gane's an elite level athlete. So
mm,
to him, it was like he weren't gonna hit Gane at any point. Yeah, Gane
yeah,
was too smooth. I think Gane was always worried about the strikes. You could see the way he was running in and out, and he was like ducking out like that. He was scared to get hit a little bit.
yeah,
Yeah, but when he got taken down, yeah, I think Gane realized that this is a strong human being on top of me right now. I
mm,
can't get him off me. And one thing that did shock me as well is the size of Francis Ngannou. I didn't expect him to be that big. I thought Gane was a bit bigger when you see it,
yeah,
when you look at the weigh-ins and
mm,
everything. When you see the weigh-ins, the press conference, I thought Gane was just a tad bigger. Obviously, Francis got the bigger arms, the more muscular
yeah,
stature. But then but when I saw them walk in the 1st round and touch gloves in the middle of the ring, I thought, whoa,
mm,
this
mm.
what's Francis on? Is he on some steroids or something?
Yeah,
I'm not saying he's on steroids. I'm
yeah,
just saying that this guy, he must have cut some serious weight for this fight. He must have rehydrated, ate a meal, everything before this. He drank some cow
yeah.
milk or something.
He was
He was
pounding it
big.
on. Yeah, ten
He was
pounds
big.
weight difference, you know, and definitely showed it in those grappling exchanges. You know, there was a moment in the fight where Gane went for that heel hook, and look, he stopped people before with a heel hook. Did get a
But
bit excited for
Francis
that.
didn't even look. Francis didn't even look like he was bothered by it.
No, no.
He
Yeah,
was
there
just
was
looking at him like,
yeah.
just
I
looking at
was
him.
literally thinking like at some point you're gonna see the pain in Francis's face in a sec, but
That's what I
like
was thinking.
literally like no, nothing.
He's
I
having
thought
flashbacks to
get
Tony
tapped.
Ferguson versus the Neil Darnush. That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking in the back of my head. He's gonna start.
yes, exactly. You know, but
And
in
when then
a
Francis was
heavyweight.
like, he was definitely thinking in his head, what is this guy doing? Like, you're not gonna break my leg. I think Francis just has that ability where if he wants to stand up, he can. He's that
Yeah,
strong.
yeah.
And I don't think he realized that when he fought Stipe. I think when he
Mm,
fought Stipe, he was shocked. Like getting taken to square, like, whoa, Stipe's still here? Like when I
yeah.
hit him, I thought he was gonna be out. Yeah,
Mm.
but then when he joined, I forgot the name of the gym he's joined, but I know it's with Dewey Cooper and
Extreme Couture at the moment, isn't
yeah,
it?
Extreme Couture.
Mm.
I think so. But when he joined them, I think they instilled into him that you're not a boxer.
Mm.
You're a mixed martial arts fighter. Kicks are necessary because when you see him fight Jorginho Rosenstrike, yeah, it for the like however 10 seconds the fight was yeah, there was a small exchange where he was kickboxing with Jorginho. It was
Mm.
kick. It was timed kicking, and then with Stipe in the rematch, he was very calculated with his kicks. He even landed a head kick. I thought Francis could throw a head kick. I didn't even know
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
And I was shocked. And I thought these guys know what they're doing with this man. Francis Ngannou is like the ultimate package. If you want a fighter, here's
yeah.
Ngannou.
Yeah.
Here he
Yeah.
is, yeah,
Okay.
big, strong, powerful, athletic. All you need to do is just tune his abilities, and he'll be an extraordinary mixed martial artist. And here he is now,
Yeah.
world champion,
Yeah.
just defeated Cyril Gane.
Yeah, you spot on. You're starting to see it now. It's like they've assessed it right. Okay, you can knock guys out at any point, right? That's going to be your bread and butter. But look, now we need to work on these areas now, because otherwise, later on down the road, people are just going to figure you out. Like Surreal Gun will come in, who's very good with distance management, just going to pick you apart for 5 rounds, and that's what majority of us thought. And then now you throw in this, and it just completely shocks everyone. What a win. I mean, I'm gutted about it because I'm a Surreal Gun fan, of course. I was pretty bitter, not going to lie. I'm saying, go on, fuck off the boxing and stuff. Do your thing. But, yeah, credit where credit's due. He did what he had to do, that's for sure. A few of us chiming in the chat. Size in the other room, he just said, what do you make of Francis being basically a boxer all of his career, and then he fancies showing his MMA? You basically touched upon that point already. Should he go or should he stay after that fight? I want to see more of him at the UFC. So, I guess the question is for you, what would you rather see? Would you rather see him go off to boxing and fight Tyson Fury, or would you rather him sign a new contract and fight more?
How old is Francis Ngannou?
He's like, what, 30? I think he might be 34, 5, roughly.
So he's coming to the end of his career. So he's going to be at that stage where it's not really about, he's already won the belt. He's defended the belt.
Yeah.
And obviously there's a stigma of you're not really the champion, so you defend it. He's just defended it.
Say. Yeah.
I think he should just be thinking now, obviously this is not me being selfish, where I want to see Francis knock everybody out. I want to see him kill everyone. I want to see what's best for Francis, and what's best for Francis now is to set up his family for life. I feel he's at that age where he doesn't need to be chasing goals. He just needs to be sorting himself out now. So boxing Tyson Fury would be a huge money fight, but I do not think that it's silly in my opinion. That's just silliness. I get McGregor Mayweather was a big thing. That's like McGregor. No one in UFC has reached the stardom of Conor McGregor. But to be honest, now that I think of it, him fighting Tyson Fury isn't really unrealistic because don't we have YouTubers headlining Showtime events and stuff?
Yeah.
To be honest, nothing's ridiculous anymore. But you get battered by
right.
Fury, being honest.
Yeah. He's going to get battered. Like, Fury will 100% draw him into later rounds and pour it on. It could easily just get the stoppage, and you see...
Kickboxing match with Dillian White.
Oh, that's a good one.
Dillian White can fight him. I've seen him do MMA. Kickboxing match with Dillian White.
Ooh, okay.
That would make more sense to Fury.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what the sort of money... The payback would be on that sort of fight. Obviously, a Fury fight would be the biggest money that you can get. Obviously you've got to make that happen. It sounded like Ngannou was frustrated with the whole John Jones negotiations and that side of things. Mate, you're going to get the same thing with boxing because it's not going to be a cakewalk to get these deals done. That's for sure.
100%.
No, but yeah, I think you'd be right in saying that. Fury picks it up, and look, even if you were to lose that fight, take your money, walk, set yourself for the rest of your life.
Personally, what I honestly think Francis should do, this is me personally, is wait for John. Okay. He should fight John Jones, and if he beats John Jones, then retire. That's what I strongly believe he should do. I don't think he should stick around and maybe get his revenge against Derek Lewis, but I wouldn't consider that a win for Derek Lewis because they threw like one punch around. Yeah. They didn't really do anything. Maybe he can get that win back against Lewis. But I think I'm trying to think of a bigger fight in the heavyweight division with John Jones in it. Gane versus John Jones would be a big fight, but Gane's just coming off a loss, so his stock's going to drop a little bit.
Yeah.
I think the biggest fight to make is Francis versus John Jones, but John Jones he's like a unicorn at this point. He's like, here he is. He's not. He's become the new Brock Lesnar. Yeah. In my opinion. He's like, is he here? Is he not? Is he fighting? Is he arrested? Is he not? It's like, just silliness.
I know. I hope they work it out with John. Like, we all want to see his debut at heavyweight. We all want to see how he looks. But obviously, for Francis Ngannou, then if you think that's the biggest fight in MMA to make, then I guess, you know, Ngannou's got to kind of bend the knee to the UFC a little bit and sort of say, okay, I will sign a new deal, but I only want, you know, this fight, and I want to be allowed to go over to boxing, and that's going to take ages to figure out, really.
In a way, it's not exactly the go ahead and do that kind of guy. Dana White's quite selfish with his fighters, especially unless the name is Conor McGregor. You don't give a shit. Yeah, if he gets money out of it, you don't really care. But someone like, he knows for a fact if Ngannou goes to box Tyson Fury, there is a 99.9% chance he's losing that fight. It's Ngannou. You can land at any point. Yeah. But if Wilder couldn't knock him out, I don't think Francis can, if I'm being honest. But who has a harder punch? It's Francis has a harder punch than Wilder, don't he?
I don't know. It's a good question. Like, you've seen... in boxing, you've definitely seen Wilder hit guys harder than what you've seen Francis. But then obviously you got the gloves difference. So, you know, that's an interesting one. I would like to find that answer out. It's a good one. But yeah, I think it all pretty much weighs on whether or not he can sign a new deal with the UFC. If he says, I want to do boxing as well, the UFC are going to be putting it in the contract that they're going to want some kind of percentage to allow him to go over and box. So, you know, that's where the difficulty comes with that fight. And but only time will tell, and we'll have to see what
he's earning. What was it that Francis is not saying he wants to fight? It was 600K, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He said he won't fight for 600K anymore. To be honest, I wouldn't say, maybe a bit more money he should be given for the fact that he's a champ now. And to be fair, Francis is a bit of a pay-per-view draw. He's not the biggest pay-per-view draw, but when you hear Francis Ngannou, you think, ooh, knockout, power, devastating. Yeah, people are going to tune into that. So I think Francis deserves a bit more money. I think fighter pay overall should be increased. Yeah, I think fighter pay is something that needs to be addressed. Yeah, but Dana White comes out with, but no one gives out bonuses and no one gives out this, but not everyone's guaranteed a bonus. But everyone needs to feed their family. This is the problem I have with Dana White. But obviously, Dana White is a great boss. Yeah, he's just very. I think he speaks too much. I think he talks a bit too much. Yeah, and he gets himself into trouble. Yeah, he gets himself into trouble sometimes and stuff. And I respect his non-filter. I respect that absolutely. Yeah, I like a more open and honest president. You know, it's better than having someone like who Showtime have. What's his name? The one. Yeah, he's very like he'll bend over to you like. What did Conor McGregor called him? A weasel, and he just went like that. But if you called Dana White a weasel, he'd be like, "Get the fuck off my stage." Yeah, basically. That's what he would have said. He would have gone because it was with Tyron Woodley as well. He had beef with Dana White. Had beef with Tyron Woodley. He had beef with Ben Askren. But the fact that he's had beef with these people proves that Dana White can be worked around. Yeah, the way John Jones. Because John Jones was one of the first people that I saw was going against fighter pay. It was John Jones, Jorge Masvidal. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head.
Yeah, there's definitely been a lot of people back and forth. Nate Diaz, of course, has been one as well. You know, and it's to me, I think it's a bit of it's almost like a red pill, blue pill. It's like, you want fighters to get paid, absolutely, because they deserve it, 100%, all for that. But then on the other side, the blue pill, you like the UFC's the pioneer of the sport. You want them to grow. They're the ones that are going to push the sport and make them grow. So do you want the sport to grow, or do you want fighter pay? You know, it's middle ground. I want both, but you know.
But I think every year Dana White has consistently come out in multiple interviews and said on record that every year is always the best year of the UFC. They're always making more money. They're always getting bigger stocks. So why don't fighter pay increase every year? Like, even by a small percentage. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, true. You know, yes, it should be increasing by a small percentage every year. I look on the plus side, you know, you got Ngannou who was moaning about, you know, I'm not going to pay for fight for 500K, you know, anymore and things like that. Plus side, you look at it 10 years ago, Brock Lesnar was earning the same amount of money. And back then, that was huge, you know, to forget 500K per fight. So, you know, things have moved. But, you know, again, it's it's building for the future. You know, I think, you know, you're going to get these mega stars in the future who will be earning a lot more,
Yeah.
no doubt.
I was having this
time to
debate
time.
with one of my mates called Ben.
Mm.
Yeah, me and my mate Ben was discussing that should there be a standard payout for champions? As in, all champions should be eligible for a specific amount guaranteed.
Right.
We're talking, if you're a champion, you should have $1 million.
Okay.
I'm not saying, just give an example.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every champion should have $1 million just for being the champion.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
if you're a champion, you should have $1 million guaranteed. Yeah.
Mm.
That should defend your title. And then obviously, I don't think $1 million, because I know the pay works out is you 50-50, you get 50 if you turn up, 50 if you win.
Yeah.
I know that, but not $1 million. I think $1 million for defending your title.
Okay.
Yeah, and then maybe, I don't know, 400K plus that for the win. That's what I think, because I think some champions are underpaid. I think, for Charles Oliveira I think he's quite very underpaid. I think I saw an article that he was something like 300K he got, or something ridiculous.
That's
I
quite.
can't remember.
Yeah,
It was something ridiculous. I'm not 100% sure the reliability on that, but I remember seeing something about 300K, and I thought, for a champion, that's stupid.
Yeah.
That's stupid prices.
I mean, they used to do
That's
the whole pay-per-view points type thing, didn't they, back in the day?
Yeah.
Don't
They do it anymore.
I don't think. No, I think they moved on from it because of the likes of the ESPN deal and things like that. But yeah, I think you probably you're quite right in saying there should be like a cap for champions, and then, you know, anything else is bonus. But yeah, I'm not quite sure completely how it all plays out. Obviously there is a popularity factor, you know, but who knows. But no, that's you know, solid points, Damian. We could be here all night talking about fighter pay and things like that. But solid contributions to the fan cam, my man. This has been one of my favourite ones that we've done, and it's nice to get a fellow Brit on board as well, of course.
Anytime.
Yeah, no, thanks for tuning in, my man. That's all we've got time for on the fan cam. Welcome in, Damian. Give him some love. What's your Twitter handle? Have you got Twitter?
I don't know. At Damco OG.
Okay. Well, we'll pop that in the description. So if you would give that man a follow.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Stay safe. We'll see you soon, no doubt, for more content. Peace out. Take care. Bye bye.